Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Creative Spaces. In this week's episode, we have Javier Reyes give us a look at the very new studio space of the band Animals as Leaders. They are an incredible progressive metal band based here in Los Angeles. As always, all the links are in the description. So without further ado, let's go check out the creative space of Animals as Leaders.
What's up? I'm Javier Reyes of the band Animals as Leaders. Um, we are at our new studio. The band has recently acquired this location, and we've decided to put all our gear. This desk here is an Argosy desk. I've had this in my apartment for the last 4 years or so, and we've decided to be professionals after 15 years of touring. Yeah, we decided to be professionals and get a professional recording studio. So, yeah, we're here. I have my Pro Tools rig here. There's 2 computers set up. I have all my digital modelers here as well. I will say, as far as writing is concerned, 90% of it is done here. Well, for the new album, 90% or 100% will be written in here. But literally all the writing we kind of do at the desk. It's rare for us to be jamming stuff with writing. Yeah.
Yeah, we can cruise around. Everyone's kind of seen
Sure.
Pro Tools, so they don't need to see that. We can go through some of the stuff you've got here. You said that you...
So yeah, for what I have here is mostly guitar stuff. I'm a guitar player. So I have this 2 notes. It's a cab load box, basically, and an IR loader. This allows me to use cab IRs with real amps, where I mostly had this because I lived and recorded and wrote in an apartment for my entire life. Same with the modelers, but again, now we have the studio so we can be loud. This Axe Effects, Fractal Audio Axe Effects, has been a core piece of gear for us since the beginning. It is an amp sim. This one is extremely powerful. It has 4 stereo outs. You can have up to 4 different cabs, 4 different amps. Live, this is pretty much what I use. This is the actual unit that I use live as well. And it's extremely versatile for the amount of tones that I need live. This seems like the most practical thing. For studio, there's we have a little bit more flexibility. This here's another modeler, this Kemper. I don't use it as much. It's not even powered on right now. We have it just for kind of being flexible and having variety. Sometimes if there are some real amp tones that we want to capture, we'll capture them in the Kemper as well as the Axe Effects, just to try to get, again, variety. I'm a nerd, so I like having excess data and excess useless files. So
Yeah, Fractal, send him another one so you can have one in the studio and one on the live rig.
yeah, I mean, we have a few actually. So amp stuff, this is kind of all fairly new. Recently started endorsing Angle amps. So here I have a Powerball and an Artist series. These kind of have like very Marshall-y, more of that plexi sort of tone, which is kind of what I've been going for. A little hairier than what I'd want, but they sound massive. I mean, the Powerball in particular, I'm really stoked on. The Artist series I just got, and there's some other stuff behind you that we'll get to. The cabs we have all over the place. Part of getting the studio actually was we kept collecting cabs throughout the years, but never really had a place to use them that wasn't while we were on tour. And like I said, after 15 years of pretending to be professionals, we've graduated to having a place to be able to use these amps, these cabs. So yeah, down here, this is a Synergy cab. and has greenbacks speakers in it. This was actually a custom 212 that I got from them. This Victory cab, I don't know what's in there. Belongs to Tosin. And then behind you, there's another amp over here. This is an Engel Inferno. This is a Marty Friedman signature amp. Marty Friedman is another legendary guitar player. This cab is a Port City. It has V30s, just 212. Cool thing about this cab really is just literally the port. Just helps with low end and air movement. These guitars are right here. It's my first signature guitar, the JR608 ESP LTD, and it also features my signature Fishman pickups. I can go into the wood types if you want. Probably not.
Yeah.
Right. So
how'd you feel once you got your first? You said that was your first.
This was my first signature guitar. Yeah.
How was that? Was that like the?
It sucked.
You've made that level. You made that like you felt like you leveled up a little bit, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, when you get a signature instrument, it's your
dream.
Yeah, it's like almost better than a Grammy sort of thing. As a guitar player, it's like it's like you did a good thing. You did something right.
You got the nod from the people that make the instruments that you use, sort of thing.
Enough people like you that they want to play what you play. But yeah, so this is another signature guitar. This one came out recent, last year. It's the LTD Vintage 8. I believe it is the only 8-string with a Floyd Rose. For the longest time, guitar builders and guitar companies were like, no, putting a Floyd Rose on an 8-string would be disastrous. Here we are proving the entire world wrong. Not only is it not disastrous, but it looks and sounds great. It holds tuning incredibly. Like, I mean, I rarely tune this guitar, which is kind of amazing, because I do fly with it everywhere. I mean, this is
the one.
Yeah, this is one of my mains. So yeah, it's just, the idea was to make a big boy Strat, and we did it. So
nice.
This one's particularly awesome. Not to say that the other one isn't, but yeah, I'm really stoked on this guitar. But yeah, this is the other signature. We have a bass here, this Warwick bass. I'm not endorsed with Warwick. I'm actually a fan of this shape of Warwick's. My first 8-string, actually, when I first started playing 8-strings, none of the companies actually made them. They were all custom. I made my first custom was literally, I told the luthier to build it, like rip off the thumb bass with, this is called the thumb design. And I had my first 8-string with this shape. I didn't get the bass for that. A buddy of mine just left it at my house. So
I think Justin was playing them for a minute. I don't know if he's playing them live or he's endorsed, but he was playing. He had a couple of videos of him playing
Warwicks.
Yeah.
I love Warwicks. I mean, to me, they're kind of one of the better sounding basses and pretty versatile. I have this at home. I have a few other ones as well. And then here I have this LTD SN1000. It's just a pretty solid LTD guitar. I wanted some. I really was a fan of. I'm a fan of this hum single configuration, and it was kind of the process. I got this several years ago now, but it was this process of me started messing around with the Floyd Rose. For the longest time, as a player, I kind of avoided having Floyd Rose, because I hate changing the strings on these, and I still don't actually. I'm still not good at it. I don't change them until I go on tour, and then I just have my tech do it. And if I have to change it myself, I don't. I grab another guitar. So yeah.
So what would you estimate This, you said you've got a few more guitars at home. This would be what, like a tenth of what you have, sort of thing?
Yes. Yeah, a tenth actually.
Slowly,
Exactly.
slowly moving them into the studio.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many I'm gonna have. I'll probably have my workhorses here, um, and then bring some in and out. They don't all need to live here.
Yeah.
We're just started, so I'm sure between Tosin and I, there's gonna be more than enough guitars.
I can't even imagine how many you guys have between the two of you.
He probably has twice as many as I do, so he has a lot, and we
Yeah.
both have a lot of guitars each.
Hey.
More than most people have in ever.
It's like paint.
Yeah.
You want different colors of paint. You want different guitars.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have a look at the front here.
Yeah, here, let me get rid of this little cleaning bottle. Whatever. Then here we have, let me turn some of this stuff. So this is the outboard gear that we have for now. I have a Focusrite 430 mic pre with the EQ, and then the Focusrite 428 Mark II. That's just the 4 mic pre's. It has additional 4 analog to digital conversion, but I don't really use it. And then I have the 2 Heritage Audios that I use for a variety of things. Was using it for bottom snare. I'm using it for a cab right now. And then underneath that, I have the X-Logic SSL bus compressor, which ironically, I used it as a mic pre just the other day to feed it into my Apollo. And what I did was actually, from the compressor, I fed this digital to analog MyTech converter. It's actually a mastering interface. And I fed this ADC, or not ADC, AES to my Apollo. So I'm doing all sorts of miracle work.
Like we were talking about before, you just got to get it done.
Get it done, one way or another. It's all just cables, right?
Yeah.
And then underneath that, I have the Apollo 8 with Apollo 16. As far as monitors, if we go over here, I have a set of the NS10s. Currently not hooked up yet because it's literally been week 2. And then I have JBLs. These are old school. These are probably from like 2010, maybe, or like 2008. These are the 4238 or something like that, 4328. They're digital, and they have a sub that is connected to it. I actually go SPDIF out to the digital monitors, and they're great. I mean, there's new stuff out there that I still doesn't sound nearly as good, and I mean, I think you can buy a pair of these for like $400 on Reverb.
Nice.
Yeah, they're really good. We might get some amp noise because they're.
That's all right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the gear here. All right, so now we go to the live room. Excuse the mess. Like I said, we're fairly new here. So I'm in the process of organizing. But yeah, it's basically a mixture of gear that we've had in storage with gear that we take on tour. First, the most obvious one is this Matt Garska's drum kit, DW drum kit. This is what he uses on tour. Now it doesn't have to live in storage. Now it can breathe. These cables are a mess. One day I will get the courage to unravel everything here. But yeah, it's a work in process. It's a studio. It's like my life is surrounded by cables.
Didn't you say you guys just had a writing session just the other week? So
yeah, we had a writing session, and it was the first time that we actually hooked everything up. So if you've ever tried to do that in a studio, so
that's why they have assistants.
Yeah, exactly. I am my assistant as well. So I wear all the hats. So here, I mean, it's not on right now, but this is basically our in-ear rig. We have an X32 Focusrite interface that we use for playback, right? We use the laptop for playback, and that feeds the X32. We have in-ears for the three of us, and then there's an extra pack for either a tech or if there's a backup. And then we have the X32, and then an S16, and then we're using just like a splitter basically that goes to the X32, and then I'm using the other end of the splitter to go to my desk. Here in the studio, we don't really use this. I was actually just using it for fan and power, but other than that, there's no real much use for it until we rehearse, which probably won't happen until we go on tour. We're probably just gonna be writing. As far as the rest, I mean, it's a lot of gear. There's another Axe on the floor. We have all these lovely amps. This is a tried and true 5150, amp, and with the matching cab. It's kind of a classic go-to. Friedman cab, you can't go wrong with that. Some V30s in there. Trying to get some. We're slowly building our mic collection. I have some stuff at home still, but this is basically what we use live. So we're trying to just capture a little bit of that, using that as a starting point to capture our sound, if you will. Mackie PA system, and really that's just for like rehearsals and when we want to be really loud for no particular reason.
Awesome.
Yeah. I wish there was more to show in here. There's more Axe effects but there in the amps, but literally.
So you probably don't need another one.
Yeah. So it's the Axe effects, the floor unit. That's about it,
But yeah, I mean, I feel like if I came back in a month's time, it's going to be grown, and then it will just keep going.
Yeah,
for 2 weeks. It's
not bad for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of work to be done. We're still waiting to know what this room really sounds like. Could we want to put some clouds up here? There's going to be clouds in the control room. We're getting a couch next week. If you would have waited 1 week more, you would have been able to sit down. But yeah, this is the studio. We don't have a name other than, I don't know, Cosmic Animal Studios.
Cool. Well, yeah, thanks for that. And definitely go check out the music, and look out for him on tour later on this year.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Peace.
Thank you.